I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you. Oh, my soul, rejoice. Take joy, my King, in what you hear, and let it be a sweet, sweet sound in your ear. And I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you, God. Oh, my soul, rejoice. Take joy, my King, in what you hear, and let it be a sweet, sweet sound in your ear. Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? And welcome to the Wealth Channel. Brother Rick Williams, your wealth coach. And we're going to talk for a few minutes today about this idea, and that's the idea of, are your bankers looking to be debt-free? When you go to a bank and you deposit money into a bank account, that bank is able to leverage your money. They're able to borrow up to 10 times what it is that you put in. And they're able to take your money and make more money off of your money, and that's exactly what they do. So let's just talk about one of the premier banks that are out right now, Chase, J.P. Morgan Chase. J.P. John was a tycoon born, and his father's name was Julius, and his grandfather's name was Peabody. And John Pierpont Morgan, he has a book that's written about his life called The House of Morgan. I highly recommend that you get this book, and you'll learn something about bankers. For all of you all whose goal is to become debt free, I want you to understand that your banker doesn't feel that way at all. Your banker does not feel the way that you feel about money. Your rich, multi-million dollar, billion dollar bankers who smoke cigars for breakfast, they don't view money the way that you view money. So if you want to have some money, I recommend that you view it the way that your rich banker views it. So what happens? You go into the bank and the bank says, listen, you put some money up in here, we'll give you some interest. You say, cool. They say, we'll give you, less than 1% on your money. You say, all right, word. Then you turn around and say, can I get some money from you? They say, sure. We'll loan you some money at 5%, 6%, 7%, 8%. When they use their credit cards up to 21%, they'll loan you some money, even though they'll only pay you 1%. So if you're looking at my hat, talking about, Rick, why you up here doing a money presentation with your hat cocked ace deuce? You ought to think about the bank you just walked into. They look good. Ain't nobody got their hat cocked ace deuce behind the counter, but I just look like a player. I'm a saved righteous brother who, do right by you, but they some players for real. And they don't just crush a lot. They some stone down players. And you know what? They playing with your money. That's right. They take your money, they start circulating it, and then they do things like this. Let me just show you a couple of things that your money is buying. Okay. Let's look at my main man. Let's see, J.P. Morgan's yacht. So this is John Pierpont Morgan. Okay. And this is his yacht. So let's look at this. Let's look at this thing. Okay. All right. So John Pierpont Morgan, here's his yacht. Okay. It's called Coalsar. It was built in 1891. She employed both sail and steam for propulsions. All right. The Coalsar served 8 years for John Pierpont Morgan before she was purchased for $225,000 by the Navy. Of course, $225,000 back in 1891 was millions of dollars today. So John Pierpont Morgan, J.P. Morgan, all right. This is where your money is going when you go in and you make deposits at J.P. Morgan. Some of y'all probably got Chase right now for one of your banks, all right? You are buying yachts with your money. Why? Because they borrowed the money from you. Let's look at another yacht that John Pierpont Morgan owned, okay? Let's go to another one, okay? All right. The Titanic right here, okay? Facts you need to know about the Titanic. Well, what you need to know about the Titanic is the fact that the person who owned the Titanic was John Pierpont Morgan. All right. Who owned the Titanic? It was owned by American tycoon John Pierpont Morgan. You say, Ricky, I never heard of none of that stuff. I didn't know the Titanic was owned by John Pierpont Morgan. I didn't know that J.P. Morgan Bank buys yachts. I didn't know that. Come on now. That's where your money goes when you go in and you loan money to the banker. The bankers are the richest people on the globe. Why? Because they borrow money. When? Every single time you come in. Are you listening to me? Every time you put a deposit in the bank, they are borrowing money from you. And you're saying, I want to be debt free. And the richest people in the world borrow money every day. All they do is they just take your money and they make more money off of your money than they pay you. And that's a great business plan. That's a great idea. So that means that everything I want to do, everything I want to fund, every idea I come up with, all I got to do is convince a whole bunch of people to come to me and loan me some money. And as they loan me the money, I put it in a circulation. But the key is I got to figure out a way of getting them to loan me this money without me paying them back the lion's share of my profits. So when you go into a bank, and you agree with these little paltry sums of interest that you make from these bank accounts, and you got these deposits sitting in there, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, 100,000, whatever you got sitting on these deposits, they take the accumulated effect of these deposits and they buy yacht. They create so much money until they can take the profits and go and buy yachts. You just got through looking at it. You're looking at Cold-Star sitting right here in front of you, the Titanic sitting right here in front of you. These billionaires, these multi-billionaires, they are living off of you because somebody taught you not to borrow money. So you like, Ricky, I ain't borrowing the money. I don't care what you say. Well, it doesn't matter to me whether you borrow any money or not. I'm just telling you how rich people get down. And what we do, we borrow as much money as we can because we are our own banks. So we borrow as much as we can, and then we loan it out. And then we make money off the money we loan, and we make 4 times what we loan just off of filing all of our stuff correctly for our taxes, and filing and expensing that stuff. So we got every incentive to loan people money. Are you listening to me? Do you want to join a community of people where we all got our own money because we know how to borrow money, and then we'll turn around and loan that money to you? Would you like to be in a group of people like that? All right, if that's what you want to do, then you need to learn what we're doing in a financial IQ challenge, because that's where you learn all of this. You say, Ricky, I'd like to have a personal appointment with you to learn what you're doing. What you need is you need to come to our financial IQ challenge at financialiqchallenge.com, because my appointments are expensive. They're $25,000 an hour. I mean, what y'all call expensive. So they're $25,000 an hour. So if you don't want to go through that, then come in and learn what we're doing. And then, and today was the last day for this month, but come on next month. Come on next month. Plan it ahead of time. So you know what? I'm going to come to Ricky's challenge. I'm going to learn what it is that I can learn. Just look it up, financialiqchallenge.com, because you can't sign up anymore for this week because the day is Wednesday and it's August the 31st. So we're done with accepting people in this week, but you can't sign up for October. So if I was you and I wanted to learn more about how this real money is made and how to build up my financial literacy, what I would do is that I would come to the challenge and learn what it is I need to learn. One thing you'll learn from us is how to become your own bank. You say, that sounds good, Ricky. I was thinking about giving me one of them life insurance policies. That ain't what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about no life insurance policy. I'm talking about how to make real money, not that little chump change, not a little 6%. I'm talking about how every time you loan somebody some money, you get back multiples of what you loaned. Okay? I'm talking about that. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 100% plus because of the money you loan, and you're not even investing money. You're just loaning it. Does it make sense to be a banker when you loan some money? No, even if the loan go bad, it don't even make no difference because you're getting tax credits on the money you loan. You're like, Ricky, I ain't never heard nothing like that in my life. That's because you ain't been to class. And if you don't come to class, you're going to continue not to learn nothing like that in your life. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. I love you all. It ain't nothing you can do about it. I don't know when I see you again, but I definitely see you at the top. This is your brother Rick signing off. And remember that stellar is as stellar does. Have a phenomenal day.